Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Stockport, and it's time for the promotion party. But before we get into that, of course, since it was literally like 2 days since the last game, there was the Saturday and the Monday, because again, it just felt the need to screw us. This is Jaden Thompson-Brissett, the one player from that group of players that I felt was worth signing for us. He's on trial, and he is going to be joining us in June. The main reason I was after him is there was a few others I was looking at. There was a guy from Huddersfield who I could have also brought in, and I think might have been slightly better, but he had a few other problems that I wasn't too sure. Like, he only had like one determination, I think, which was a bit of an issue for me, and a few little bits like flair was very low, and I kind of want my strikers to have a little bit of that option about them. This is the one that I felt was most rounded in terms of what I actually wanted. Like, obviously there's some bits we don't know about him yet, but they're all things that aren't really that relevant to a striker's position, so I was confident in signing this guy up. He's going to be on £600 a week, which I know is quite a lot, but remember, that's actually about the same as some of our best players now, and we're obviously moving into the next division, and he'll be on a 2-year deal, so that should be good. No promotion rises or anything like that either. I think it's a decent contract. He was the only one I felt that I could get the most money out of. But for a striker, deep line forward, he's got decent enough passing, his technique is fine, finishing, first touch, all the things you kind of want. His vision is the only thing that's a little bit low for me. That was the only sort of slight issue that I had, potentially. But his report, you know, for the most part, one-footed, you know, the vision is the one thing, of course, and the intelligence potentially, but they still reckon that he could improve a lot in future. So I think there's a good option with this guy that he could lead the line for us next year. Maybe, but I will still be on the lookout. And he's still only 17, remember. There's a long way to come from this lad. And at the very least, I think we can sell him on for a decent bit of money if he starts performing well. That's the plan anyway. Word on the street is that Ashley Palmer is so hard, he can eat a fruit pastel without chewing it. Darren Stevenson, on the other hand, is alleged to have a heart of gold. Apparently, it isn't uncommon to catch a glimpse of him taking a long, contemplative stroll on the beach or spending time making clay pottery. Well, I just had this vision of like Darren Stevenson and Patrick Swayze sitting doing that thing from Ghost. Now, that's something I would like to see. What is the mating call of the libero? Acquiring minds need to know. I wish I knew. Like, you're going to have to ask David about that. He's the expert. Maybe he'll come back in a future episode and he can tell us what the mating call of the libero is. In fact, you tell me, what is the mating call of a libero? So today we play Curzon Ashton. Our second game in this episode is against already relegated Nuneaton Town. Curzon Ashton doing all right in mid-table. Negative goal difference, but that's fine. I think we should be able to come out on top today, but I am going to make some changes because Elliot Kebby is wanted by someone. Yeovil Town. Interesting. How much is Keb's worth? Not an amazing amount, but that is interesting that one of our players is actually wanted, as is Ormson. By a lot of people, interestingly. So, a few changes I believe are definitely in order. Kebby, ironically, one of the few ones that I probably could do with keeping in the team, but I've decided to bring in Bruno Bridges because it's Bruno Bridges. On the left, Ducks definitely needs to duck out for a little bit, so we'll get Widowson in there. Butterfield, again, same kind of issue. Turnbull will come in for him. Palmer, those two will be okay for now, but we can definitely look at that as well. That'll probably do. I don't want to rock the boat too much. We do still want to put out a strong side. So, on the bench, Ormson, Kebby, Warburton, Bell, and Mantak. That'll probably do for me right now. They play a weird asset. Look at this. That's some art right there. No playmakers particularly in the team, so we'll be all right, I think. Complete wingbacks with wingers in front of them. It's an idea, but won't they just get in the way of each other if they're both wingers? It seems a little bit strange. You'd think that they might have inside forwards, because normally a complete wingback operates in a system where there's more narrow players. But okay, we'll see what Curzon Ashton can come up with. It's just occurred to me I forgot to do the tactical run-through that I promised, so we will do it now. Right, so, tactical run-through. Tactical style is custom because I've actually totally forgot that was even a thing you could do. Mentality, we're set to positive because we're generally the best side in the game. If I find that we're getting a lot of possession, I'll switch it to attacking. If I find that we're losing possession, which is very, very rare, I will switch it to cautious so we can play a bit more on the break. That's the only changes I really make. As for in possession, we're set to attacking width fairly wide, so basically the default. Defaults on most of these. We're playing for set pieces, obviously. Haven't scored a set piece goal in a little while either. Focusing played on the right and the left, and overlapping on the left-hand side, because that's where our attacking wing-back is. We don't want them overlapping on the right, really, because we've already got a winger there, and it would clash a little bit. If I do switch to an inside forward there, I'll obviously put that on as well. So if you want to play an inside forward on both sides, you want really overlaps on both sides as well. As for in transition, a really simple one. We regroup when we lose the ball, and when we win it back, we counter and burst. Because I don't want us to be... we get even more out of position if you do that. The distribution, we're still kind of leaving that kind of blank for now. I might try and fill in some of the gaps on this a little bit later on once we're a bit more sure of what we want to do, and as the players get better they can handle more instructions. I generally try to keep it simple, except for the out of possession instructions. These are quite complicated. So we're defending wider. The idea there is to try and block crosses from coming in the first place, because I often find with this game that if you let the cross come in, regardless of how good your defenders are, they're going to lose headers and you're going to concede goals from it, and that's why we don't. Defensive line is set to higher. The line of engagement is also set to higher. Some say you might want to bring it back so you can compress that area, but when I did that, we did not look good in those games. So for now, we're going to leave it with this. Offside trap is on because I'm a madman, and we're also preventing short goalkeeper distribution and using tighter marking. Again, the tighter marking one I might be on the fence about. Pressing is also more urgent, but sometimes if I find that we're not getting enough possession, I knock it up one more to try and harry people. Getting stuck in also helps with that. Right, that's the overall tactics itself. Now, for the individual players, they're fairly simple ones, really. Deep line forward, I believe... so we're set to hold the ball up, take more risks, and move into the channels. That's fine. On the wing, on the right-hand side, we've got aim crosses at far post. Very important. Dribble more. These are all sort of standard ones for the system. So winger on attacking, that will just happen. As for the left-hand side, it's a similar kind of story. Inside forward on attacking, shoot less often is on for Darren Stevenson. But you could change this depending on how good your player's long shots are. Like, for example, Darren Stevenson, he has 6 long shots. I don't want him taking punts from range. Whereas Sousa, I think his is like 10 or 9. 9, yeah. So I'm content to let him have a pop occasionally. In the midfield, we've got Conor DeMeo, or this position is box-to-box on support. We shoot less often and get further forward because I do want players bursting into this area, which is why Conor DeMeo has got 11, I think it's 11, goals for us this year. He's obviously set to run for position already. As for Jack Payne, we have a deep-lying playmaker with the standard ones, shoot less often, take more risks, hold position, sit there, ping the ball around, basically. Turnbull in this position. The only difference, really, for the defensive midfielder on defenders, I've got Mark Tighter on, because we're using tighter marking, so it makes sense for him to get in on players a bit more. On the right-hand side, we've got fullback on support, aim crosses at far post, and don't shoot so much. Simple stuff there, really. Widdowson on the left, run wide with ball because he wants to get round the outside here, shoot less often, and stay wider to really create that added width, essentially. Don't want aim crosses at the far post here because Sousa... I mean, maybe we could try that. I don't know. Something to look at potentially for next year. In the middle, we've got Schmoll, both central defenders on defend. I might try one of them on cover as an idea, potentially to stop some of those balls over the top to have a man back, but that might cause our offside trap to not work as well. Don't know about that one. I believe they've both got the same tactics. Yeah, they're not set to mark tighter, these two, but I might be tempted to do that. Not sure. And Hinchcliffe, sweeper keeper on defend with no specific instructions, essentially. That is the team tactic. Feel free to copy that if you want. Try it out, see how well it works for you. I didn't want to put it up online yet because I'm not done with the tweaks yet. I feel like there's a long way to go before I'm happy with this tactic. Right, let's get into the game. I feel like we should be winning this. We're at home. They're not a brilliant side, and we're still in decent form. You know, despite the 2 awkward draws we got in the last episode. I think we were a bit unlucky in both of those games. It's one of these games where nothing is happening. Ball in. DeMeo, can he square it for someone? He can! Stevenson! That's the kind of long throws that we've been seeing. Those are the ones I love. Darren Stevenson gets his 30th goal of the season, assisted by Conor DeMeo. We've scored a long throw and we lead. First shot of the game. Payne whips it in. DeMeo brings it down. Nobody pushes forward. Like, what are the defenders doing? I don't understand. Are they trying to play offside? They just let you in and Stevenson scores the goal. I think SI needs to take a look at that. It's not even 1 shot. No, 2 shots in the game so far. And Bo, can he knock it down? And it is a penalty to us. And annoyingly, the button to change the taker has disappeared as I was about to click it, which is a bit annoying. Headley could be in trouble? Really? Should just be a yellow, surely. Yeah, it is. Right, so Turnbull will take it because it won't let me change who's going to take the penalty because I clicked the wrong button. Hopefully this can be 2-0. Go on, Paul. Smash it, son. Oh, what a penalty that is. Bottom corner, Paul Turnbull, 4th goal of the season for him. We're 2-0 up at home against Curzon Ashton from 2 little set-piece lovelies. This is a really nice finish. Bottom corner, keeper goes the right way, but he's never getting to that. And our last home game of the season could well be a win. Bridges. It's nice to see him getting an actual start in the team because I do want to see him get more and more performances and more appearances for us as the seasons go on. Maybe a loan spell? Not entirely sure. Sousa. Darren Stevenson's in there! Oh, saved by Mason. Wow, yet another game has gone by where we've not conceded a single shot in the first half. That seems to be a common trend for us now. First half goals, we just seem to blow teams out the water. And second half, we sort of take our foot off the gas a little bit. And that's okay in some games. But we just don't seem to give up first half shots. It's great. Why for Rico Sousa? He's going to have a little run at the defenders. They've got a lot of men in the box, but we do have Bo. And Stevenson's in there. Oh, Bridges is going to take this one. And Bo knocks it down. Stevenson! What a double save from the goalkeeper. That is beautiful. Bridges again. Go on, win the head. Oh my god. What on earth happened there? And Hinchcliffe pulls out a big save when it's needed. Again. Stopped into the channel. And he's through again here. Oh, he scored. Alex Samizade gets the goal. And Curzon Ashton get one back here. Bit annoying. We are really good for a late goal like that where someone just lumps it, which is something we definitely do need to look at. Perhaps a deeper line later in games when players are a bit more tired might not be such a bad idea for a plan B, perhaps. Well, that's a bit of a shame, but we are looking like we're still going to get the victory today, which is fine. That's all that really matters to me, is getting the win. And there we go. Stockport 2, Curzon Ashton 1. Best side on the night by far. Definitely should have had more goals. Stevenson could have had more, but he's got his 30th of the season, and that's what matters. And that pushes us to 91 points in the league, 12 points clear of Blarth Speetans, and Darlington were 14 points clear now. Alfredton here, Chorley still right in there. Did they win again? No, they actually lost to Spennymoor, which is surprising. We've got, well, relegated Nuneaton Town in our next game. Can we finish off with a win? I hope so. I'll join you guys then. What I'm more interested in, actually, is the battle for the last playoff spot between Brackley and Chorley. Brackley are at home to FC United, Chorley at home to Bradford. So I would love to see Chorley get in there. If they'd have just beaten Spennymoor, they'd be in a great position, but there you go. I'm going to start Bruno Bridges again because I'm a madman. We're going to bring Duxbury back into the team as well, and also Milan Butterfield, because why the hell not? Everyone else is looking okay. On the bench, Mantak, Turnbull, Bell, and Kebby. What I would say is Mbo, since he's come back into the team, he's not really impressed me that much, to be honest. Not been fantastic, but he is still nursing the knot and getting back up to match pace, so there is that. I don't know if he'll be here next season or not. It seems unlikely. I'd like to go with a player that's actually ours, but I will be relying on some loans next year, no doubt. Right, let's do this. Let's come here, inflict one more win on our opponents, and maybe we could get to plus 50 goal difference. It seems unlikely. We're probably going to win this one if we do, by the odd goal or two, because obviously we're missing Kebby down the wing, because I'm just giving Bridges a few games towards the end of the season. The more games I can give him that don't matter, I think, every little bit of first-team football he gets at this stage in his career, I think is super important. Duxbury in all kinds of space, and Etheridge, I wonder if there's any relation to Neil Etheridge, puts it behind the post. And Bo does superbly well there. Stevenson, what's he thinking? Sousa, what's he thinking? And Etheridge saves. Angus, watch out, get out to him, make the tackle. Well played, Duxbury, right? We're looking so much more confident than them, it's unreal. Payne, can't clear it. And Bo, oh, what a finish from Nolan Bo. 22nd goal of the season. His first one since his return from injury, and that is an absolute beauty. We're completely running the show here against Nuneaton. We're playing like a team who've just won the title. This is wonderful. Headed down, but Bo, first time on the volley, bottom corner. What a strike that is from Noel. Right, we're going to attacking. Long throw from Jack Payne. Stevenson flicks it on. Sousa. Oh, what a... Oh, that's such a shame. Offside, but Darren Stevenson's bent one in the top corner because that's what he does. Just going to have overlapping on this right-hand side. I just want to see, because I think Bridges is going to do better just moving a bit further forward today, since just push them back even further. Stevenson. DeMeo. Look at the space for Bridges out there now. Can he find a cross? Oh, nearly. We've just got men everywhere now. Gonna get Paul Turnbull on, I think, and probably Mantak to go with. I think we're going to get the win on the night, which is superb. Another cheeky little 1-0 win, the sort of wins that make you titles, really. It's just really nice to see Bruno Bridges. There we go, a 1-0 win away at Nuneaton Borough. We win the league eventually by 12 points there. Bruno Bridges got a 7.8 in this game. His first, I believe, ever start in the league for us, and he's put in a really good performance. So, there we have it. Blythe Spartans do come second. Chorley do get into the playoffs. They beat Bradford 1-0, and I can only assume that Brackley, yeah, they lost 2-1 at home to FC United, who eventually come 10th there in the league, which is not bad. We got 94 points in the end, 12 points clear. The second half of the season, just looking at the schedule, really has... I mean, we've been good all year, really, but the real step up was from this period here. From the Kidderminster game here, we lost 2 games in the league from that point onwards, but there was just so many wins, and that's the real key, was turning all these draws that we were starting to get into wins. That was the main difference. We had a little bit of a slip up here with the Hereford games and the Chorley games, but oh my god, if we hadn't have got those 2 own goals, we would have won like 10 in a row or something ridiculous. So a really good finish to the season. When everything started to click, we just really found our feet. Lots of money to spend. Hopefully can bring in some decent free transfers. That's what I'm really looking for. Transfers that are free. I'm not going to try and break the bank and get us into loads of debt at this point because we can't afford to do that right now. We really do need to be sensible about this. Next year, it's a plan to stay up and consolidate. I would happily take a sort of mid-table finish next year. That's where we're aiming. We're not aiming to go promotion next year. So that is the first season with Stockport County. Champions. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? So, later tonight, of course, we'll have the analysis video. We're going to be going over all the good stuff that has happened in this save and this season and just trying to take a look, compare the players and see what kind of happens with that. So stay tuned for that. And then join me tomorrow for the proper video where we'll be doing transfers. And that is going to be fun. Really fun. We've got some money to spend. I don't know how much of it I'm actually going to spend. I might have to dump more of it onto wages, frankly, to really consolidate us. I'm going to take my time over it. If I have to take 5 hours to go through everything, then I bloody well will do. That's the main thing. Right, if you've enjoyed this episode, and if you've enjoyed the first season with Stockport County, then do drop a like on the video. That would mean the world to me. And if you are new to the channel, and this is the first episode you've seen, subscribe. It's fun, I promise. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.